Hello, my babies. Welcome back to Pure Lunacy. It's been a minute, okay? And, I think before when I'd say that, there's a lot of shame attached, but I'm proud. It's been a minute of me collecting myself, of me gathering my thoughts and mastering my energy and really taking the time in this space to do what it is that I need to do. And I may pull this down in a bit, so excuse the distractions, guys. I am doing a reading at work right now. So it's very possible. Thank you, Spirit. Literally, a cloud just came and covered the sun, and I was thinking how I didn't want to get up and move that. um, so anyway, there could be distractions. I get awkward when people walk in. When people like walk into a reading, for me, it's like the equivalent of walking into somebody on the toilet. Like it's very sacred, very vulnerable. So anyway, if I get awkward and stop, it's because I am actively working to facilitate the energy of this space well. So thank you for being here. For those of you that don't know, I'm Andries. For those of you who do know me, still Anders, still Andries, still Dries, whatever you want to call me. But I will share more on my personal journey. I have lots of updates and lots of fun things in the work right now, which I've been saying, but that's true. I've been working and it takes as long as it takes. And I originally had this like grand timeline for myself, and I realize and recognize that Spirit is asking me to move differently. And I'm not meant to replicate and duplicate anything. I'm meant to create my own, and that's what I've been doing through this channel. I never started off as a purely tarot channel. I'm not a tarot reader. I'm a psychic medium and an esoteric scholar and an occult studies scholar. So there's a lot of things that I have to offer to this space, a lot of healing, different modalities, things like that, that I'm now stepping into boldly and confidently, and I'm so excited to share with you guys. So 2 minutes in already, and yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for being here. I did a little pre-shuffle, and I'm going to go ahead and shuffle some more because this energy doesn't feel settled. Yeah, see, the cards are like, nope. I did a little pre-shuffle just to see what the energy was, and what Spirit brought out was the Ace of Wands, which talks about a divine communication of some sorts, or something that you've been waiting on. And I can't remember the other cards at the moment. That's okay. I'm not meant to. But ultimately, surrounding some kind of divine communication. There we go. Is the High Priestess card, which talks about something that your intuition is alluding you to. My eye is twitching right now, which is so random. Some of you need to lay off on caffeine and start resting and sleeping more. Your stress is too high. Spirit's pointing me out as well right now. But rest is really, really important in this time period. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So we've got the Ten of Cups. There is some kind of communication, some kind of thing that comes into your existence, your reality, that will usher in this family stability, joy type of energy. I just looked down at the timer and saw 303, which is Colorado area code. Speaking of Colorado, I have this rock here that has parts of mica in it, and there's actually some clear quartz embedded on this side here. But I found this while I was in the mountains with my family when I was visiting back home a couple weeks ago in Colorado, and Spirit told me to take this rock. And normally I try not to take things. I want to leave them for other people to enjoy, or, for the animals, all the things. But I felt connected to this, and Spirit said this is a piece of home, and we're being brought back to that space. So this energy here of the Rockies is here to guide me today. The type of stone this is too is very unique. I can't wait to clean this and see what it looks like. But anyway, so some kind of offer is coming in here. There's a lot of energy. I've been getting so many downloads in massive channels and just very meta. So for a minute, I'm going to take, wow, reversing, because Spirit is channeling and I'm getting so much. I'm going to take a minute to pray over our space, to set intentions, cleanse the energy a little bit, and then we'll jump into the actual reading. I've got extra time today. I've had a light workload today, and I'm very excited. So Spirit's telling me that things are clearing out and kind of dissipating in order to create space for what it is that you're meant to invest your time and your energy and your attention into. I'm getting right now, relationships are a really big, heavy focus. So you might notice that your relationships, friendships, romantic, platonic, all of it, whatever, are shifting, and you're noticing things come to the forefront. Spirit's saying that that's an opportunity for you to look at the parts of yourself that drew in that relationship or that magnetized to that relationship. and understand and know when it's time to grieve those parts of yourself. And that allows you to also release connections and relationships that no longer serve you. When those relationships expire, so do those parts of yourself in a lot of ways, which is why we grieve. So maybe there's a heavy emotion of grief, of disappointment, maybe feeling like you lost out on something, which is what I channeled in the pre-read. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to set this here. We're going to put our little rock on here to charge it in the sun while I set intentions and pray. And yeah, thank you guys for showing up to the space. If you guys wouldn't mind, I have been having troubles growing on my platforms, not because of the content, because my views are out of this world right now, and I am considered one of the most watched creators on Snapchat, which is where I have the biggest following. But with that being said, if you want to take a moment to subscribe to my channel and like my videos down below, 555 on the timer, which is the number of movement, I encourage you and invite you into the space. Please know that I will be doing a lot more, and my channel is not tarot specific, as I mentioned. I am a psychic medium and a scholar of the occult and esoteric studies and divination, and am very excited to share with you guys a lot of the healing and channels and all the things that Spirit has been giving me to help usher us into a new energetic reality. So thank you for being here, you guys. I love you. And without further ado, Spirit, thank you for calling us to this space together. So Divine Creator of Light and Love, thank you so much for this message. Thank you for my gifts. I invite you into my space, and I open myself up and give you full access to me as a channel. As I burp, I felt the energy come into me. I pray and ask that you'd guide this reading to give us messages of clarity, awareness, and truth for our highest and greatest good, for the help of all, for the harm of none. Spirit, I ask that you allow me to channel messages clearly and concisely. I ask that you eliminate any energy that wishes to siphon, distort, steal, destroy, or confuse my energy, my channel, and my communication. Thank you. Okay. Spirit said the channel's clear, it's protected, and the sun started shining again as that happened. So I'm going to talk a little bit personally before I jumped into the reading today, because this is important. I have been a creator online for over a decade. I've been putting out messages and things that are taboo that I've been made fun of for years. And now all of a sudden it's a trend, and it's awesome. But with that being said, there's a heavy attack against the spiritual community. And I won't even say the spiritual community. I would say against the enlightened and conscious community, spiritual or not. And it's been heavy on voice. Right now, more than any time, we are observing a dismantling and crumbling of systems and structures that are trends and repetitive and false, or like inauthentic at nature. And I've always been an authentic creator. I don't edit any of my work or my content. I don't follow trends. I don't do any of that. And I'm not to say, I'm tooting my own horn. That was my specific decree by Spirit. And with that, it's important to me to make healing accessible to all. And so as much as I want to benefit and profit, because I deserve that for my work, it's most important to me that the message and that these healing tools are tangible and available to all, regardless of price point and money. So with that, if you feel led to donate, please do. I will be updating my links and doing all things. There's been so many changes, but know that that's why I've made that decision. I don't pay for promotions or anything like that. I've really, really been focusing on attracting an authentic audience and community and Spirit fam. So this is not about money for me. It's not about likes, views, shows. This is about us. This is about my journey, your journey, Spirit's journey, and me being given the decree and blessing to help guide and help be an initiator through my own story and experiences. So with that being said, I would greatly, greatly appreciate you guys' support, your subscriptions, your likes, your comments, all of it. Questions, any of that stuff. You can find me on Instagram at Black, White, and Brilliant. And TikTok, same thing, Black, White, and Brilliant. And then Snapchat at Andries T, which is traditional spelling of my name, which is in the description, my loves. So I would be so grateful for your subscriptions and your time and your energy, and know that it will not be void or go in vain. I have a lot of really beautiful and a lot of really fun things in the works, and I want to make sure that you guys get access to it. And no, I'm not selling anything right now, okay? So without further ado, Divine Creator, Light and Love, please give me the messages today that our audience needs to hear. I'm getting right away that this may not be a general message. I'm sensing the energy. This might be for people who are a little bit more ascended in their journey, and that's okay. But if you're in this space, there will be something for you regardless, as I believe that Spirit brings us into alignment regardless, whether it's 2 seconds or a full message. There's something here today that you need to hear. So thank you for being here. I'm grateful that we've been connected. And yeah. I will be sharing a lot more. There's more that I want to say, but I don't want to get in the way of the message right now. So if you guys want to hear more about my personal journey on entrepreneurship, health-related issues, mental health, body positivity, entrepreneurship, creation and art, artistic pursuits, all the things, community development, all the things, just stay tuned, okay? So, Spirit, what messages do you... Okay, that fell out right away. Ooh, the King of Cups. Okay, so the King of Cups is somebody who is sitting in a controlled energy. The King of Cups is often somebody who practices equanimity, which I actually gave a message about this morning. It's somebody who is very stoic-like in their expression, but they're not void of emotions, which makes them more, you know, practicing equanimity rather than stoicism. And for those of you who don't know what that is, pardon me. Stoicism is essentially a non-emotional response. It is the act of remaining stoic, whereas equanimity is essentially practicing self-sovereignty and control of your emotions. You practice emotional response when and if it's warranted, but ultimately you don't allow any external factors to impact your emotions and the way that you show up. So the King of Cups here tells me that you're in a balanced emotional space. You're not emotionally chaotic right now, and this doesn't feel emotionally chaotic. It does feel heavy though, so maybe even so is being in this King of Cups energy requires a certain level of depth and willingness to sit, because when you are the King of Cups is the master of emotions, the master of the waters, okay? And there are plenty of them, and they're deep, okay? So this is not somebody who's avoiding emotions. This is not somebody who's running from them or denying them. This is somebody who's sitting in them, planted, grounded, and waiting for something. I just got waiting for something. I don't know what you're waiting for, but okay. Page of Swords. Somebody could be watching you or spying you. You could have a secret admirer of some sort, or maybe a business opportunity where somebody has been keeping an eye on you. Again, I don't know, but you being in this space of equanimity and practicing sovereignty and practicing emotional restraint is really, really getting the attention of people. That's what I'm getting. People are talking. There's birds up here. Swords represent communication. People are talking about this energy. So maybe you stepped into an energy like me recently, bless up, where you're unfazed, you're truly unbothered, you're not angry, like you're just vibing out. Life is what life is, and you continue to show up with your palms out and saying, Spirit, show me the way and like guide me. So that's dope, and that's beautiful energy. Spirit, tell me more about this King of Cups energy. Ooh, I don't know why this song just came out, but Billy Currington. There's a little moonlight dancing on the sand. There's a warm breeze blowing by the ocean as you're taking my hand. You need to know where I'm sitting down, that I'm right on the edge of falling into you. Baby, it's all the way down. If I fall, can you let me down easy? Okay, somebody's in love or is falling in love. If I leave my heart with you tonight, will you promise me that you're gonna treat it right? So maybe you're a country fan, maybe not. My voice is a little rusty today, y'all. Again, it is what it is. But what Spirit is telling me is that somebody might be falling in love with you, right? Somebody has been watching with the Page of Swords, spying, probably on the background. Now, something about this energy is a little distorted, and we'll get into why. But what I'm getting is somebody is falling in love. Perhaps this is you falling in love with life, with yourself. But I'm getting, especially with that song I just channeled, that King of Cups, somebody is falling in love or is open to love for the first time. And that's such a beautiful thing. So the Nine of Cups talks about being self-sufficient, independent, having all the cups you can possibly have by yourself. And here's this King of Cups with the 10th cup. So the 10 of Cups is ultimate fulfillment, ultimate happiness, ultimate love, which is actually what I got in the pre-shuffle, talking about abundance and joy. So Spirit's saying being in this King of Cups energy is allowing you to be independent and grounded and balancing your decision making, right? The Two Pentacles talks about balancing things that are practical, maybe having to make some kind of decision or being in a balanced space to make a decision. If I leave my heart with you tonight, will you promise me that you're gonna treat it right? Somebody wants to know if they give you their cup, if they give you their love, will you treat them properly? Perhaps this is somebody who's very guarded or has been in the past traditionally because they've been hurt. Again, they've got a lot of emotions to guard. I'm barely hanging on. This is somebody who's been watching for a while or has developed these feelings for a while. This is not new. And if it is new, then it's so intense and so strong that somebody feels like they really can't take it, okay? And this could be your energy. The Judgment in reverse. Maybe they made a judgment about you. Removed themselves from the scenario, or this is you. You made a judgment, removed yourself, and as you removed yourself and began to watch from a distance, you started to realize that maybe the feelings went a little bit deeper than you anticipated. There was some kind of blockage, some kind of conflict, and I'm sensing heavily in communication. So whether this was the person that, this is regarding, that you're having a hard time communicating with them, or there were external factors that kind of blocked out the communication, the messages. This is also my card for gossip. Too many people in your ear and feeling guarded. So maybe there's been a time and a space where you've had to go into rest, into practice self-attunement, meaning you're going inward because you're being stirred with these emotions, or you were, and they do look balanced right now, but it came after some kind of judgment was made and some kind of conflict, okay? Yeah, Temperance, a balance and energies at the bottom. So Spirit, what more do you want us to tell us about this? Because I didn't think this was going to be a love reading. And perhaps this is just more so about the fact that you're coming into a space to fully love, because that shows that you're no longer operating in the energy that you were before, or whomever this is no longer in that energy. Yep. Okay. Like I said, waiting for your ships to sail in. And again, there's a lot of waiting energy. It's almost like there's this emotional certainty about this circumstance. You've just been like, okay, nothing on the physical is making sense, which makes sense to me. There's a lot of magic energy with the wands and a lot of emotions with the cups, but not a whole lot of pentacles here about things being grounded in the physical and the 5D or the 3D. So sorry. So waiting for your ships to sail in, waiting for some kind of communication. There's a globe here. So again, this could be long distance. This could be about an opportunity. Spirit's bringing my awareness and my attention to the fact that one of these wands is planted in the ground. Now, maybe this was some kind of thing that you believed that you needed to stand on. Maybe it's something you said and you feel like you need to stick to that now. But what they're also bringing to my attention and awareness is that there's this whole other wand that remains unplanted and ungrounded, of like you have this whole magical pursuit and are just waiting to kind of like stabilize it or solidify it. Sorry, I just ripped one of my hairs out, y'all. And an Ace of Wands, which is what I started the pre-read with last time. So an Ace of Wands is a divine communication. Again, waiting, sitting, waiting in this space of equanimity, understanding and feeling that there are things going on behind the scenes, and you're about to get that communication that you've been waiting for. Now, again, this could be your intuition speaking to you. I'm going to put these back in the deck because I don't feel that they're pertinent anymore. This could be your intuition speaking to you. This could be a message that comes through your higher self or the divine. This could be something someone's communicating to you or something that you're communicating, okay? I'm I'm going to put the King of Cups back as well. Spirit, why is this message coming out? And perhaps this is just an acknowledgement of the energy that you're in now. And the fact that you're sitting settled when there is still some hope and love, right? I just opened to the lovers. Some hope and love for whatever the scenario is that you felt is lost. I'm being shown my rubber ducky, a yellow rubber ducky. That was really random. What's that? I don't know why this is coming to me. This is such a random channel, but there's this like a nursery rhyme when I was a kid about a little boy playing with rubber duckies in the tub and drinking the bubbles. I don't know. Was it Tim was his name? I don't know. Maybe your name is Tim or you know a Tim. Rubber duckies could be significant. Ducks are representative of being able to float above the water and to navigate the chaos of the water well. They're very avid swimmers, and they're very loyal in friendship. So that was really random side message. But the Four Cups here talks about something you feel like was lost or that you were left out of. You're disappointed in the offers that you're getting presented to you right now. You're feeling a little guarded or blocked off, and that's why this message is coming up. I'm getting so many random things. Asparagus just popped into my head. Okay, maybe you like asparagus. Maybe you'll see asparagus or something significant with that. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. So the Seven of Swords talks about deceit. Somebody stabbing you in the back and trying to sneak away thinking they're going to get caught, or thinking that they weren't going to get caught. Yeah, so you've had disappointments after disappointment in the past. Spirit's telling me that because there's Four Cups here. It's not just one. It's like you've already had these disappointments handed to you and you explored them, and now you're like, fuck this. I'm not open to any more disappointment. And the universe is handing you a cup and you're like, but it's because you've been hurt in the past. This is a lot of backstabbing and betrayal energy, shiesty energy, which makes sense. And I got, you know, rubber ducky, yellow energy. So this is really about learning to move into energy that's more supportive of you and is a friend, not an enemy, period, with the Magician. Again, and this yellow energy. It's about manifesting what it is that you want. And let me tell you, my babies, because there's so many forms and modalities in which you can manifest. But let me tell you, in my opinion, in my experience, the most powerful, the most quick working manifestation is personal introspection and alignment and the art of detachment. When you are in observation, which I can see that you are based off of this energy, okay, when you're in observation, and you're connected to your higher self, meaning you're connected to who you are, what it is that you want, and you can recognize when you are out of alignment with that. You're able to manifest so quickly. You don't have to script, you don't have to do candle magic, you don't have to do spell work, you don't have to do anything other than to release what is not for you, set that precedent, which is communicating to the universe that this is what I'm available for. Anything that falls outside of this scope in this realm, I am not. And that's what creates space to move things in quickly that are actually for you, that you're manifesting. So Spirit's telling me that after this disappointment, after all these empty cups, and after all this, you know, effort and trying, you're exhausted. There's been a lot of backstabbing and betrayal, but you're manifesting a new beginning. You're manifesting something that is filled with abundance and life and love. Spirit, tell me more about the Magician. What are they manifesting? Why is this message coming out? Oof. Look at all these spilled cups. So 4 to the 5 of Cups. Again, the 5 of Cups talks about feeling left out in the cold, feeling abandoned, crying over spilled milk, so to speak. I don't like that saying because it minimizes the experience of loss, and loss, regardless of how large or how small, is still loss and it impacts us. So it makes sense that we cry over something that's spilled when it's something that we really wanted, okay? But the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving energy in the deck. And something tells me with the swords again being communication, that some kind of communication is coming in regarding this backstabbing, regarding this deceit, and this feeling left out in the cold specifically. And perhaps that's what you're manifesting. Maybe you're sitting on your throne as the King of Cups, really in your feels, or maybe out of them, but being like, I can't move forward until I have all the information. Spirit is saying that the information is coming in, and it is coming in quickly. So be careful what you ask for, I just heard. If you're going to ask for the truth, be prepared to receive it. Period. With the Ace of Swords, the truth, quite literally, that's what that card is. Be prepared to receive it, right? If we're asking for it, we need to make sure that we are prepared and we actually want the truth, because that can create some endings and start rebirths, okay, with the Death card. So Spirit, what is this communication that we're waiting on, that my viewer is waiting on, or that they're waiting to communicate? Because again, you can be on either side of this energy. Ace of Wands, you are manifesting a whole new beginning, a magical reality, okay? You're probably bored with the things that are coming in. Again, with that Four of Cups, you're tired of the same shit. You're bored of the offers you're getting. You're bored of the job that you're in. You're bored with the scenario. You're bored with the conversations you've been having. You're bored with the food you've been eating. Like, this is just giving boredom. And look at the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck, which is a counterpart to the King of Cups, okay? You want somebody who can elicit and evoke that emotional water within you, and that's an equal match to your emotions, because at the end of the day, you can ground yourself, you can have the most money you have or need, you can have everything in a row, but if you have a partnership or a lack thereof, and there's no love and reciprocity pouring in, life can become very boring and very lonely, okay? So Ace of Wands, Spirit, what kind of new beginning are we manifesting? The Queen of Swords. So perhaps the person that you're wanting to chat with is a little blocked off, or maybe you might be a little blocked or a little blunt in your communication. The Queen of Swords doesn't play. She has one arm open, an invitation, and the other with her sword. Like, I will cut your shit off so fast. Don't play with me. So what Spirit's telling me, yeah. What Spirit's telling me with this message with the Queen of Swords and this Ace of Wands is that either you're getting ready to communicate and you're in a guarded space, which is not going to be helpful, or you're communicating to someone who might be a little bit guarded. That's important to know, and it's important to move in awareness and intentionality. Otherwise, it can create some kind of chaos, pain, or maybe this is regarding some kind of backstabbing, heartbreak, betrayal. That's what's coming up, okay? Maybe somebody owes you an apology. Ooh, again, somebody's been watching you. Page of Swords. Somebody's been watching. They've been waiting for the perfect time to come in, or maybe deciding. And again, with, I don't want to move this, but look at all these clouds and swords, you guys. Things that have been happening behind the scenes, behind the veil, but the sword to cut through it. And the wands, because you've been manifesting this. So we've got the Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords talks about social media spying. It could be literal spying. This could even be low-key stalking, okay? But really what it means is that somebody is paying attention. They've got a curious energy. Why is this Page of Swords here with the Queen of Swords, Spirit? And the Page of Swords is facing the Queen of Swords. So, ooh, thank you, Spirit. Spirit's saying this is not a time to practice immature communication, okay? This Ace of Wands can also be seen as a hypersexual card. So if you're carrying a hypersexual or very highly sexual charged energy toward this individual, you need to know and understand that the Queen of Swords is not in her wands. She's very serious. She's very logical. She's very methodical, and she's not allowing anything into her space because it feels good. It needs to make sense. So as the Page of Swords, if you're somebody who's coming in and coming forward with communication, pages are known as the immature or like childlike energy of the deck. They're not kings, they're not queens, they're not emperors or empresses. They're kind of just, they're the less developed energy, the more playful, lighthearted. So as a Page of Swords, Spirit's giving me two messages out of this. That one, your communication needs to be mature, and you cannot come into this scenario playing around or giving like half-ass basic communication. The Queen of Swords will cut your ass off or hurt your feelings, okay? This is not the time to play games and try to make light of things. Or Spirit's saying with this Page of Swords, take it how it resonates, that perhaps because the Queen of Swords is in this energy, whether this is yourself or someone that, you know, communication is coming into, that coming in with playful or lighthearted energy might be helpful. But again, making sure that it's mature, making sure it's tasteful. Don't be an idiot with this scenario. I feel that it's very delicate, and there's a period with the Lovers on the bottom of the freaking deck. King and Queen of Cups. Now's the time to speak, but it's not the time to take this lightly and just to be like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, for instance, if you're really interested in somebody, and I'm getting like in love energy, I'm not just like, oh, I have a crush, I like you, right? You're waiting for something to take off. You've been waiting for this. Then you better not wait, and Spirit gives you a door and an opportunity and you fuck it up because you want to be playful and in your ego and avoid your emotions and being actually true. Because whoever this Queen of Swords energy is, waiting for the communication, waiting for Spirit essentially to give the green light or not, they're not playing. They're not playing games. They're very serious, which is good, period. So I just had the Ace of Cups fall out along with Temperance. So the Ace of Cups is the emotional offer. It's cups pouring over with the dove of peace. The Holy Spirit is surrounding this. So again, this is your opportunity to act in a way that's in alignment with your heart space. And I'm wearing green today. Green is, green communications around this. Spirit saying through the heart space, if you're not operating in your heart space, you're out of alignment, and this scenario could end up not going the way that you want it to. So maybe this is a warning, which is why I was seeing the Four of Cups, which is about being closed off. If you take this opportunity and either you skip out on it altogether, you'll end up in the 4 or 5 cups of energy, meaning regret and loss, feeling left out in the cold, because this thing, this person, whatever this is, Queen of Swords, is no stranger to cutting shit off. I'm hearing that song, cut a bitch off like a did it. Wait, cut a bitch off like a edit. Daddy of G is genetics. Come well, they come around, I wish him well. Faith of a mustard seed, I kept going. I wish him well. Bounce back, Big Sean, there we go, period. So maybe this is your bounce back. Spirit's giving you an opportunity to bounce back. Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. Woke up every morning, something, counting stacks. Your money is coming in, or it could be, right? So with that being said, Ace of Cups is emotional fulfillment. This is overabundance. This is an over and outpouring. And notice all the lilies in the water growing from this, okay? This is nurturing waters. And Temperance has an angel. So maybe you're being guided by your spirit guides, your inner angel, your inner selves, however, but they're trying to bring this emotional water into balance and this situation into balance. But I do not see any water from either parties here. So there is something about this that says that there's a lot of emotions available here, a lot of feeling and heart, but it's concealed, or it's been kind of coldened. I don't think that's a word. It is today. It's been made cold because of something that took place. But asking you to have strength to step into that heart space, to communicate in a way that's in alignment with your true self. Because when you do that, if someone is not open and receptive, they're not open and receptive to you. And when they are, it shows that they're there to hear you out. It may not be something that people want to hear, or they might not like the communication, right? It might create a tower moment. Tower is all about coming in and shaking shit up. It's the current serving foundation and structures and parameters crumbling because it's necessary. 2 people falling out of the tower. It's not a one-party thing. It's not an individual thing. It's saying something happened or needs to happen. An upheaval needs to occur so that a new foundation can be laid, so that there can be a shake-up and a stir in energy. This is for your greatest and highest good. And the Knight of Wands is the most passionate and the fastest moving energy in the deck. Spirit's telling me there is a sense of urgency here, period, with the Devil. But do not come in on just sexual energy. And the Moon, like I said, I felt it. There's something hidden about this. I get almost that maybe somebody's intentions are not aligned in the right space. If this is purely sensual, sexual, you might want to get into alignment before you approach, because you can ruin it. Yes, with the Moon. A block in communication, because there's been conflict behind the scenes, which is what Spirit's saying. You haven't seen this. There's been conflict behind the scenes. Right? I talked about something you might feel like you missed out on, or something that you feel like was robbed from you. There's been some kind of conflict behind the scenes, something hidden that needs to come to the light. Communication coming in and quickly. Look at all these wands, okay? The Knight of Cups in reverse. And for me, Spirit's telling me that this is an emotionally immature offer that is being corrected. Oof. Okay. These all came out together. So now that I'm reading, we got the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Three of Swords, which talks about third-party interference, karmic interventions. Maybe someone put you in a third party. You felt abandoned, left out in the cold. This is the Five of Pentacles. We got 555 at the beginning of the channel, and we're getting cards of 5 quite a bit as well. So again, this could also be your indication to have a conversation and close that chapter out. I'm not saying that this is for you. I want you to be clear that that will be for your intuition to decide. But what I am saying is that the communication is coming forward. The energy is coming forward for the clarity to happen. And this will create a tower moment, closing out a cycle and beginning a new one, whether or not it's with this person, with this communication, whatever the case is. What I do see here is that the immature attempt at communication, at love, is no longer. This baby offer is not going to work for this scenario, okay? Especially after there was a third party scenario and competition and somebody's feeling cold and left out in the cold and abandoned. This person is on crutches. So not only were you left out in the cold, or maybe you left someone out in the cold, but this was done in a way that created a lot of pain, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of chaos, a lot of turmoil. It was dirty. Spirit told me. I'm not going to get too much into it, but somebody here moved really dirty and knew that they shouldn't have. This is an opportunity for reconciliation and to come forward and to come together and actually have a conversation or to reconcile whatever it is. Reconciliation does not mean entering into partnership or relationship. It means understanding and recognizing that there was enough of a connection that something took place to create some kind of damage, and it's worth addressing. If it's that powerful to impact you, it's that powerful most of the time to rectify. Okay, so the Two of Cups talks about partnership as well. It's soulmate energy. It's two people choosing reciprocity to give to each other. It's giving and receiving. It's the act of both. Spirit, what messages do you want me to know about this, please? Can I get clarification? Is this my viewer? Yeah. Yes. Okay. I was just going to ask if this is my viewer communicating, because I don't feel that you guys are the one getting the communication. I feel like you need to be the one communicating. I know that's weird. Take it where it resonates, though. This could not. I feel like for the majority of you, you will be communicating. For the smaller majority of you, more than likely feminine energy, you will be receiving the communication. The Magician. Or you're manifesting an opportunity for the communication to happen. Again, with the King of Cups on the bottom. The King of Cups is the one in the emotions. Not that the Queen isn't, but the King of Cups is the one preparing to manifest an opportunity for reconciliation or some kind of emotional healing. I just looked at the timer at 37:37. That could be significant. But there will be some kind of celebration. And again, with this 3 energy. 3 of Cups, 3 of Swords. So perhaps there are multiple people involved, but you know, reconciliation and collaboration are possible. And again, the Magician. All right, Spirit, final. Whoa, yes, period, with the Justice coming out. The justice will be served. Justice is taking place, but you need to allow for it. And this is a warning to not be in your ego whenever this justice is. Spirit's going to provide an opportunity for there to be justice and clarity. But if you enter into this in a page energy and a childish energy, out of center and out of alignment with your heart space, this can go very differently. Okay, so justice is coming in and celebration is coming in, but Spirit's saying that depends on your energy. Okay, we've got the 9 of Pentacles, which is all about self-sufficiency and independence and abundance. You can have 9 before the 10. We've got the Queen of Wands who's sitting on her throne also with her wand. And notice how this energy shifted a little bit. We've got the sunflower and the wand rather than a sword in the wand. So the Queen of Wands is magical. She's very intuitive. She's surrounded by the black cat and the sunflower, meaning that she's illuminated. She's connected to spirit and the divine. And that there needs to be a decision being made. There's something being juggled or balanced. Final messages for this, please, Spirit. Whoa, the message, the Queen of Pentacles. We have all the queens here. I'm surprised the Empress hasn't popped out, and perhaps that's it, is you've got an Empress energy or pre-Empress energy in your midst, and you're acting like a page, babe. You will lose her or him so fast, I promise you will, because Empresses and Emperors aren't entertaining page energy. I promise you that. So Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's grounded. They know what they want. They're working on their stability, their abundance, They're building home, they're saving, they're doing whatever, right? But the Queen of Pentacles does it on her own. She's the fucking boss bitch of the deck, excuse my language, but really that's what it is. So again, the Queen of Pentacles knows that they've been working hard on some stuff. They're waiting for these ships to sail in, and they know that it's going to take strength, but it can come from this scenario. And as I pull the Strength card, the sun comes out and shines again. So moving this scenario out of the guessing, the emotional how do I say that word? It's very ambiguous. I can't say it. Ambiguity. There we go. Wow. That word is so hard for me to say. Ambiguous, right? It's moving out of ambiguous energy into a more stable, secure, and solid energy. And notice how I said the Nine of Pentacles, and all of a sudden the Queen of Pentacles comes out with the final Pentacle. So this is a Ten of Pentacles situation and scenario, which is what came out when I first started. But it is dependent upon this energy, right? The Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck again. I'm going to leave it at that. And the Ace of Cups speaking out. So Spirit said this is regarding love, and you have a choice in love, which is good. We all want choices, right? The truth is coming out. The truth will be communicated, and whether or not it's somebody choosing to communicate directly with you, it will be. So respond accordingly. Respond in a way that is practicing equanimity rather than just stoicism and being in your ego and acting like you're emotionally removed and uninvolved, because that, let me tell you what, y'all, there's nothing like more disgusting than somebody who's uninterested and too proud to show it. Or like, yeah, somebody who's uninterested or is interested but too proud to show it. An empress and an emperor is not entertaining uninterested people, okay? If you want to act nonchalant, you're going to get met with the same energy. You want to act like you don't exist, you will not exist over there, my baby. So Spirit's telling me somebody involved here has been playing stupid games. Spirit just channeled to me. Sorry. Stupid games get stupid prizes. If you want a good prize, don't play stupid games. You need to be mature. You need to communicate from your heart space. You need to be open and honest. Spirit's saying it goes beyond honesty. This is about transparency, which is honesty, but more than that. And to, yeah, be in tune with your intuition as this message is coming in or as it's going out. Or both. I'm getting a lot of back and forth, right? So this might be communication back and forth. But anyway, that was the message. Again, I didn't know it was going to come out 42 minutes later. I really hope this was helpful. I felt like the energy was a bit scattered, but that's the reality of where it's at. Maybe you're feeling scattered because you know that this needs to be done and you really feel like you're on a time frame. I feel like there's this like push, this rush almost. So pay attention to that energy current. Be present to your emotions and your intuition and speak when the time is right, or listen when the time is right. So I love you guys. I'm sending y'all so much love and light. I don't know that I have an oracle deck with me today. If I do, I will give you guys a quick oracle message to end this off. And if not, then I am your oracle. You're welcome, and living that too, baby. Luckily for y'all, I do have my oracle deck. So, oh, I have a couple. Okay. Accidentally left my backpack at work over the weekend, which had all this in it, which is so funny. So, okay, I'm going to pull a couple oracle cards for you guys. 43, as I look down at the timer. I know this reading is long, but I don't care. That's what I'm here for, because, baby, I got the time, right? So, Spirit, now that we understand a little bit more of the message, I do feel like this is divine counterpart related, soulmate related. What do you want to give our people? What oracle messages? Right now I'm going to tap into divine feminine, dark feminine wisdom, as I feel that so much of my guidance has come from that, and I feel that this could be helpful too, because feminines are the initiators of the heart space. So Spirit, what messages do you have? I just got Hecate. If you don't know who Hecate or Hecate is, how people pronounce it as well. Either way, thank you. I guess I'll take these both because they just fell. So we got number 13, the card of Anastasia, which is self-discovery. Stunning, stunning card. See the moon and the lantern illumination, the snow in the back indicating things are cold and have been frozen for a bit. And then, oh, you guys, thank you, Spirit. I love when this happens. And Hecate, Hecate, thank you, Hecate, Hecate. Queen of Crossroads, the unknown. So Hecate is a feminine, divine feminine energy witch who is used and evoked to guide us into the unknown as a protector and as a wisdom bearer. So again, if you guys are pagan, or even if you're not, if you feel called and drawn to the energy, I literally just channeled her. I felt her energy come out, and out of all freaking cards, this came out. And guess what, guys? We got card number 13 and card number 33. So 333 could be significant. 13 is the number of the divine feminine and of feminine energy in general, and 3 and 3 make up 6, which talks about a new path, a new switch, and a new journey. So a little bit of numerology for you guys in that. I'm sorry, I'm getting so hyped. I'm like, I love when that happens. Hecate was like, yes, you called upon me, you felt me, I am here. So I'm going to read from these cards. I don't think I'm going to read from the other deck, actually. I feel like this is sufficient for whomever needs it. And if you always need a personal reading, my babies, I am open to personal readings. I'm currently working to get my website back up and opening up a space where you guys can actually book with me, okay? So as of right now, I'm by email, word of mouth only. You can email me at black, white, and brilliant, traditional spelling, all one word. And I work on a sliding scale. Again, I'm passionate about making healing available and accessible to all. So my practices can be for anyone and everyone. There's nothing that you can't afford. We can figure out what you need and make it work for us both. Okay. So number 13, the card of Anastasia. It's really funny because people used to call me Anastasia, and I'd like, my name is Andres. Like, what do you mean? But that's a random name I get all the time. So, all right. So the question to guide us for this is, what is one step I can take today that will begin to lead me back to my true self? Did I not say this? Spirit is really, really, really wanting to emphasize that somebody is either in a space or is being pulled toward a space of inauthenticity. It is pulling you away from your core, away from your center, out of alignment. And there is something really great at risk, okay? So what is one step today that you can take that'll lead you back to your true self? So the message is that nothing is more important than knowing thyself. If you have been feeling estranged from yourself lately, whether this has been internal, triggered by past memories and experiences and trauma, yes, or triggered by external factors such as tumultuous relationships or career change, it's time to journey back to who you are. Take your fucking power back, okay? Thank you, Spirit. I'm not going to read this whole thing because it gives us a historical background, which I absolutely love, but the symbolism of this card is that Anastasia is not a traditional imperial Russian name, but Greek, translating to resurrection. And did we not get the death and the tower card? A resurrection. This meeting may have spurred rumors of the Grand Duchess's survival. While the human heart loves a happy ending, and the modern myth of Anastasia certainly gives us that, it is Anastasia's journey of self-discovery, her courageous and vulnerable journey, vulnerability, into the past in order to find her future. Did I not say going back and connecting with our past, our roots? Okay. In order to find her future that we most identify with, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, we relate to the pain and confusion of not knowing who we really are and the arduous journey we embark on to become home to our true selves. Did I not say home, Spirit? Thank you. Y'all, I don't know how I can make it more clear. I can't, okay? If you're unsure about a scenario, about anything ever, this is where you go. You should always be your compass, your starting and your ending point, okay? No matter how in love you are with somebody, no matter how much and how devoted and how dedicated you are to other things, if you are not yours first, you're no one's, truly. And you're everyone's at the same time. And that's an exhausting space to exist. So the number 13, the card of Anastasia, is asking us to go inward, to journey toward our truest and highest selves, to be okay with being in this winter space, because it's ultimately going to be your path and your guide. Spirit just showed me an image of someone walking in a snow-covered forest, and they're like, damn, I really, really hate that it's snowy out, X, Y, and Z, but they're on this journey, and maybe they don't have a destination, and at the end of it, they realize that they have to go back, and they're so fucking grateful for the snow, because it's made footprints in the past to lead them back to where it is that they are meant to go. They were so caught up on finding whatever it is that they didn't pay attention to the fact that they may not be able to find their way back. And Spirit saying the snow and footprints in the snow, and this is metaphorical. The icy things that encapsulate your feet are what lead you back to where it is you need to go, okay? So thank you for that message, Spirit. Oh, that's beautiful. Hecate, thank you for showing an appearance in our read today. Please give me wisdom and guidance to channel this message. If there's any additional messages outside the card, I am open to channel them. Thank you. Ooh, Goddess Hecate. Yes. I love, 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 love Hecate. Okay, Hecate, Queen of the Crossroads for the unknown. And this is card number 33. Okay. So what important decision have I been avoiding due to the fear of the unknown? Yeah, again, I was channeling an urgency in time and saying that like this time frame is available to you right now, but it won't be. And it's moving quickly, so you have an opportunity. I am also noticing right now on this card of Hecate that she is surrounded by a black wolf and also has a serpent wrapped around her body and her lantern. So the serpent is acting as a divine wisdom and guide, and the wolf is acting as a divine protector. Hecate is known as the mother of witches. Just so you know, witchcraft is not evil inherently. Okay, it's a tool, and just how you use it depends on the intention. And that, anyway, I gotta check the time real quick, y'all. Okay, we're good. All right. So Hecate acknowledges that you're at a significant crossroads in your life. She meets you at this crossroad with her touch, dagger, and sky. Again with that dagger, okay? She meets, ooh, Spirit said the dagger can hurt. Please don't choose it. Dagger and key, and asks you to embrace the unknown even though you're afraid. The decision, although difficult and full of uncertainty, must be made. Trust that with your inner knowing and real world experience, you will make the decision that is for the highest good of all. Absolutely. So Hecate is the goddess of magic, witchcraft, and necromancy. Life and death, doorways, and crossroads is one of the most mysterious figures in Greek mythology. Yeah, that's more background. If you feel drawn or called towards Hecate, please, please, please look it up. All right. Because she's always been shrouded in mystery, Hecate has been depicted in a variety of ways: a seductive maiden, a wise old crone, a three-headed woman looking simultaneously in three directions at a crossroad, representing her ability to see into the past, the present, and the future. Statues and images of Hecate often show her carrying a torch that brings illumination, a dagger that cuts through illusions, and a key that can unlock any door we truly wish to enter. She is often accompanied by animal familiars such as black dogs, snakes, black cats, polecats, and dragons. So Hecate is a mother and a guardian of the earth and of the unknown. Perhaps she's someone that you need to call upon or harness the, energy of Hecate, but that is the message, you guys. I don't think it could be more clear. I totally didn't even remember that I had those in there, and that was perfect. So thank you, Hecate, for the messages. Hecate is saying that in order to imbue her, to call upon her, to invoke her, you have to be brave, because she does not appear to those who are afraid of her. For she is not. She says, I'm channeling right now, Hecate's energy. She says that she's not here to harm you unless you are in harm of yourself or to the mission, in resistance. Hecate only comes after those who are intentionally or even unintentionally, but snuffing out divine feminine wisdom and power. Okay. So again, Spirit's calling you to tap into your own divine feminine, your own inner knowing and wisdom and emotions, and really make a decision differently than you've made in the past. So I love you guys. I'm sending you so much love and light. 53:53 on the timer. That was a whole ass hour almost. I gotta get back to work. Hopefully no one's mad at me and looking for me. I gotta do my other job. I love you guys. Sending y'all all the healing rocky energies. And yes, wishing you a beautiful day. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking. If you haven't done already, please do so down below. If this message resonated with you, please let me know. Comment. Mystical messes in the comment box if you have made it this far. So without further ado, yes, guys, please go like and subscribe if you have the opportunity. Please come back. I will be doing a lot more different kinds of readings and different kind of things on this channel in general. I'm currently in works of something really, really big and really exciting that I think you guys will really benefit from. So yeah, thank you. I love you, my babies. For more mystical, magical messes that are me, hit subscribe to join the lunacy party. I love you guys. Love and light.